2026. Can you believe it? We're living in the future, and oh man, this is the beginning of, well, the golden age of America. And I'm going to have a live show in a couple of hours, taking live calls, and we're going to cover everything that has to do with, of course, the 2026 midterms, President Trump, and all the great MAGA victories that we are going to have this year. And I'm so excited. This is the year, people. This is the year. The most important midterm elections of any of our lifetime. There's never been an election year more important than this one when it comes to the midterms, right? I mean, they're all important, but no election has been this important in our lifetime. This is the most important midterm election since the Civil War, because the Trump agenda is going strong. And I was going through X, and between all the New Year's celebratory stuff going on X, and I could care less what Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper said or did or commented on CNN. Do any of you care about any of that? No. I was watching, there's a lot of people, there's a trend going on. There's a lot of people pretty fed up with all this fraud that Nick Shirley has brought to our attention, and it's called fraud fatigue. I saw one guy who's like, well, 30% of everything I make is going to fraud now, right? And people are making these videos. They're so fed up that their hard work that goes into paying taxes is being used for all of this fraud by the Democrats. People are really fed up with it. And the Minnesota fraud is the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. President Trump was talking about it at the New Year's party at Mar-a-Lago last night, that there's just, he was listing off some other states, and there's so much fraud going on all over the place. This Democrat fraud operation that they have going on, like we're seeing in Minnesota, is going to be one of the defining issues of the 2026 midterms. And this is one the left, they can't even attempt to combat it. With the Democrats' response to all of this fraud that's been uncovered is, how dare you question this fraud we've got going on? What are you, a white supremacist? You a racist? Why are you uncovering fraud? That's a racist thing. People aren't buying that, and their response has been horrendous. So this is great. Welcome everyone. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, all right? You will not regret it. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls. Okay, it's one of my cats. Which one of you guys is that? Is that Pepsi, Coca-Cola? Who is it? Hey, Coca-Cola, what's up? Coca-Cola, he's having a good time. Yeah, so this is the year of Trump, 2026. It's by the way, it's like 46 degrees here in sunny South Florida, the dead of winter. I'm sitting in my house all bundled. It's cold. This is freezing for Florida. We're not used to these kind of temperatures. And I went to bed long before the ball drop. Am I the only one who didn't stay up till midnight? I woke up not long after midnight. I've been up a while. But so what? What am I going to do? Watch Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen make disgusting sexual jokes? No. And on my morning show today, I will not be covering the Andy Cohen, Anderson Cooper New Year's Eve bash on CNN. I could care less. And I imagine most of you do, too. Now, if you love Trump, this is it. This is going to be a great year. If you're not already on the Trump train, if you follow the news, subscribe to my channel, you will be, and you will be soon. What I'm going to lead with today on the morning show is Nick Shirley just dropped a major confession on the Patrick Bet David podcast yesterday. So I'm going to go over that because Nick Shirley, it's so amazing because what Nick Shirley has become is he's the I declared this a couple days ago. He's the new Charlie Kirk, right? He's the guy who's picking up the mantle and taking over for Charlie Kirk. Hey, welcome everyone, and all of these conservative influencers that have been hogging up so much space on the Turning Point stages, Tucker and Megyn Kelly and all the rest, they're a lot less influential today than they were a week ago, aren't they? And Nick Shirley kind of came out of nowhere and picked up where Charlie left off. And that is a pretty darn good thing, if I say so myself. Don't you guys agree? I mean, this is amazing. And these feuds that are going on with these other influencers, Mark Levin and Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens versus whoever, that's not where people's minds are right now. That's right. Happy New Year to everyone. Yeah, I went to bed. I fell asleep so early last night, and I woke up today at about 2, like a normal work day. So I'm going to do a live stream this morning and take live calls at 6. And they're going to run a best of on the radio today. And then tomorrow I'll be live on the radio again. But today I'm just going to be on live streaming on YouTube, taking your calls. And it'll be the first show of the new year. And man, oh man, do we have a lot to celebrate. And this year is a big year for us in the MAGA movement. So you guys, when I do my morning show today, make sure you take the link to that program. It has Nick Shirley and Patrick Bet-David in the thumbnail. Make sure you take that link and share it on all your socials if you don't mind, and help me promote the show. You guys are my marketing team. Share the link on all your socials and invite your friends to check out my program. And we're going to cover quite a bit as I'm freezing my tail off here in sunny South Florida. My daughter got me some really cool stuff for Christmas, but I love jelly beans. She got me this jelly bean dispenser, which is freaking amazing. And it's one of the things she got me. And look at this. It dispenses the jelly beans. Look at that. See, I'm not gonna eat any jelly beans now. If I have all that sugar this early in the morning, I'll be in trouble. If I don't turn it off, it'll start dispensing them like crazy. I know. I love jelly beans. But this is it's really important, guys. I've been talking a lot. You're going to hear me talk about this all year. The most important thing this year that all of us can do is to vote in November. Well, the primaries too, when they come up. But vote in November in the midterms and get all your friends and family to go. If you have to take them, take them. President Trump will win the midterms if we swamp them at the polls. If we have a massive voter turnout, we will win and they will lose. There are more people on our side that have been red-pilled today than there were a year ago, right? And all this fraud that's going on is waking more and more people up. So my message all year long in this 2026 year is going to be swamp them at the polls, and then we will win. That's it, right? That's all we got to do. And it's, we've got all the issues. We don't even need it. These issues are not even debatable. How can you take a position against stopping the fraud with these fake child care centers? How can you take a position against taking down the drug cartels? These are issues that are important, but there's not another side to them. There's just not. There's one side, the side against the drug cartels, the side against the fraud. They are, they talk about a lot on the pundits on television, talk a lot about these 80-20 issues. These are not 80-20 issues. These are 99.9 to 0.1 issues. Yeah. That's just the way it is. Ben Shapiro, yeah, you know. All of those influencers that were at the recent Turning Point event, all of them, from Ben Shapiro was the first, all through, except Benny Johnson and Jack Posobiec. I'll take those out of the mix. Other than Benny Johnson and Jack Posobiec, but all the other ones, from Ben Shapiro to whoever and in between, except Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson, they're unimportant now. You guys agree with that? I mean, they've just made themselves unimportant through their narcissism and self-importance, you know. And Nick Shirley came along with this great reporting, and they're irrelevant now. Let them keep fighting amongst themselves like anyone cares. And by the way, I'll throw Candace Owens, who wasn't there, but I'll throw her into that too. Yeah, it's 4:09 on the East Coast. Well, America first. That's Trump. That's right. America first. That's the MAGA. That's the MAGA way. And that's what the liberals say. You know, Jennings on CNN. I'm going to play this clip on the program this morning. He made a comment that just totally flipped out the CNN panel. He said, you know, the way the Democrats are acting towards the Somalis is kind of weird, isn't it, in Minnesota? I mean, you saw the mayor up there dancing. He was waving the Somali flag and dancing to Somalian music with the Somalians on stage for, it seemed like forever. He was up there doing like a 20-minute set. It's like very strange. Very weird. You know, it is very weird. No question about it. I don't know what they're thinking. I know. Well, the reason they're doing that is because they're all getting rich off of this fraud that they got going on. That's why. You know, they got to cater to them to keep them working with them to get the money. Right? I mean, you know, the thing about the fraud, obviously the Somalis are, my favorite too is this guy that came out and said that somebody broke in. I'm going to show the video this morning on the live stream, so don't miss it. The Somali from Minnesota who said they broke into his childless child care center and stole all the records that would show all the children and all the good work they're doing. And they busted through the wall, and there's a hole in the wall, and you look at it, and the wall, the hole was made from the inside, not the outside. I mean, my goodness. Ridiculous. They broke in from the inside and stole, it just happened to steal all the records that would show that they are a legitimate child care center. Oh, you know, who did that? Who broke in there with the hammers in the middle of Minnesota, Somaliland? Yep. The proof is there's no children at the child care centers. That's proof right there. Oh, man, I tell you. Any New Yorkers in here? How's it feel to have Zohan Mamdani as your mayor right now? I mean, here he is. His first acts as mayor are ridiculous. He gets sworn in by Letitia James with all these mortgage fraud indictments she has all around her. And then he hires his chief counsel, his lawyer, is an Al-Qaeda lawyer. Itchy brain's right. See, that's exactly what has to be done. There has to be a major just deportation. You know, Caroline Leavitt was on Fox yesterday, and she was talking that they're going to revoke the citizenship of these corrupt Somalis, and that's what they got to do. Not go through the normal process. The normal process is no good. Just not good. Got to deport them. And that's it. Now we can arrest the arrest need to come with the Democrats. Some of these Democrats. What do you guys think? Will Tim Walz go to prison? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Will Tim Walz go to prison? Speaking of Melania, did you see Melania in her silver dress at the New Year's party at Mar-a-Lago? Oh my goodness. The Trumps were decked out, man. Melania was looking great. Trump was looking great. Pretty awesome. Yeah. Pretty awesome. Hottest first lady ever. I love how they say President Trump's anti-immigrant. 2 of his 3 wives are immigrants. His children, all of his children except Tiffany, are first-generation Americans. President Trump is a first-generation American. His mother came here from Scotland. So, you know, it doesn't... Exactly. So, no. He's not anti-immigrant. He's a first-generation American. His mother's an immigrant. His wife's an immigrant. His children are first-generation Americans, except Tiffany. Marla Maples is her mother, American girl. But, you know, that's it. I mean, how can a guy like that be anti-immigrant? It doesn't even make sense, right? But, you know, liberals, you know, Trump derangement syndrome rots the brain. So liberals don't think clearly, and they don't realize the things that they say. I'm the most delusional streamer. Well, coming from you, whoever you are, that must mean I'm making a lot of sense. And as opposed to dealing with all the facts that I'm laying out, you got to try to discount it with that. Now, on the next stream, those of you that are new, on the next stream, I'll be live on the air in the studio, and I'll be taking live calls. So that'll be at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. The first, well, this is my first live stream of the new year, but that'll be the first show of the new year. Yep, MAGA New Year morning, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of Trump derangement syndrome going on. I mean, you know, the Trump derangement syndrome is going to be around for decades. You know, even when Trump leaves office after his 3rd term, 4th term, however many he has, the Trump derangement syndrome will be going on for decades. Decades. They'll be always referencing Trump. For the rest of our lives, it'll be Trump, 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 Trump. There was an interesting conversation with Bill Maher with John Stamos, and John Stamos and Bill Maher were talking about how everyone in Hollywood, all they talk about is Trump, 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 Trump. How are we going to get rid of Trump? How are we going to stop Trump? What are we going to do about Trump? That's all they talk about in Hollywood. They should be more focused on Newsom, who has bankrupted their state and, you know, doing all kinds of crazy things out there. But they're obsessed with Trump. I saw that Ellen DeGeneres was in L.A. walking around yesterday. I guess she's tired of living in Europe. She wants to come back to America. I get, you know, she probably can't handle it over there because she's not famous in Europe, and they don't know who she is. So it's depressing for her to walk around and not get recognized all the time. So she wants to come back to America to be a celebrity again. That's probably what's going on with Ellen DeGeneres. Trump has never had a bankruptcy. That's another vacuous talking point. No, the cartels are out. The cartels are out and falling. President Trump took out more drug boats yesterday. Ended the year by taking out more drug boats. It's not a good time to be in the cartels need to find a new line of work. Yeah. Maybe they can get in the coffee business because importing illegal drugs, there's no future in that for the cartels. I mean, you know, it's really amazing. This war on drugs that Ronald Reagan started was really just a phrase. They just coined a phrase, didn't do much, you know, didn't do much, and just a catchphrase. And Trump is taking it literally. And the war on drugs is another war he's going to end. And the liberals are telling us it's a bad thing. I mean, how can you come out credibly and defend the drug cartel position? I mean, how can you even think that that's some credible position to take? Unless you're a junkie. Or, you know, I mean, if you're a drug addict or you're in the drug business maybe, but if you're a law-abiding, normal American, how could you be against that? It's, you know, it's an act of war that they brought to us. They've killed, the cartels have killed more Americans than all the wars we've been in combined. I mean, how many people have died over the last 50 years alone just because of the cartels bringing their illegal drugs into our country. How many Americans have been killed? Not just for drug overdoses, but junkies commit crimes and all kinds of things where people that are perfect people get victimized or killed. So think about it. How many people, yeah, a lot of these boats have fentanyl on them. How many people have been killed, Americans, in the last 50 years by the cartels? I don't know. Is there a way to even put a number on it? Right? Is there? Well, President Trump and Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio say the boats are loaded. Those barrels are loaded with fentanyl. So how do you know more than these guys with the intelligence briefings? Are you with the cartels or something? I mean, how do you know? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you could put a number on it, you know, because you got to include all the people that have been victimized. And that could be a junkie that's in a car accident and kills people, or breaks into a house or a business, or commits a crime and kills someone. You know, a couple 100,000 a year from drug-related deaths easily. And they're supposed to be allowed to get away with it forever? I don't think so. Make sure you subscribe, guys, if you're new to my channel, all right? Coca-Cola. Hey, Pepsi. Two of my cats are here, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Alcohol kills more? Well, I don't know about that. People aren't going around breaking into homes and robbing businesses to get money for a tall boy beer, okay? They do it for the illegal drugs because those are pricey. Am I the only one who didn't stay up for the New Year's ball drop? Who cares? Really? Do any of you really care about that? It's hard to, isn't it? Yeah. Use Gronk. How about use our life experience? I mean, when's the last time somebody broke into a house and killed people so they could get money for a six-pack? Went to bed at 9 p.m. The sheriff of YouTube. Wow. Welcome, sheriff of YouTube. Are you new to my channel? I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. With a name like that, I would think you would stand out. You know, people don't break into houses and kill people for money to buy a six-pack. I'm sorry. No, it's not the same. Not the same. But the illegal drugs, I mean, you know, look at this poor actor, child actor from Ned's Declassified on the street. Look at what drugs do to people. Look at what drugs do to people. That's the cartels right there at work. That's it. You know? But no more. Trump's going to stop it. I mean, think about it. You know, how long ago did we start taking out the drug boats? The war on the Trump's war on the drug cartels began when he shut down the border, right? Between that and the boats, the illegal drug importation is down over 90%. So, the largest drug rehab and detox program is going on in this country right now than has ever gone on in the entire history of the planet Earth, because people cannot afford the drugs, and the drugs that are here that they're able to buy are diluted. Yeah, that's it. You know. So people are being weaned off and detoxed by President Trump all over the country off of the illegal drugs. That's an amazing thing. And now, of course, if with the South American coffee, if we can get that out of here, then I'll get off of mine, because I'm hooked on that coffee, I must tell you. What's pure fantasy? I mean, you're arguing against some pretty, you're taking some pretty ridiculous positions. But, Trump's positions are just universally good. He's come up with, he's given Zelensky multiple incredible offers to end the war. He won't do it. And look what happened. President Trump, this last offer that President Trump gave Zelensky, that Zelensky blew, he offered if he would agree to these terms to end the war, the United States would guarantee the security of Ukraine for the next 15 years. And then what does Zelensky do? They launch a drone attack on Putin's house. I mean, how are you supposed to end a war when you're attacking the man's house like that? That's meant to keep the war going. Ukraine and Zelensky do not want to end the war. The war they've already lost, right? Ukraine has lost the war. They've lost the war. It's unwinnable. He should have taken that mineral deal with Trump months ago. The war would have been over. He would have had more of his country, and he's, now it's it. It's over. It's over. The war was lost when it began. They can't beat Russia. They cannot beat Russia. It's impossible. And, they've lost, they lost all those eastern areas. They lost Crimea, and that's it. Ukraine's a tiny country compared to what it was. I see no indication that Zelensky wants peace. You got to admit defeat. It's easy for you liberals here in the United States to sit back and tell them to fight on. They've lost. It's an unwinnable war by Ukraine. Now, that doesn't mean that I agree with Putin, because I don't, but they've lost the war. And it's going to be just a slow burn. That's it. It's an unwinnable war by Ukraine. Unless the United States and NATO got involved on the ground and decided we were going to make this the Third World War. But why would you have the Third World War over Ukraine? Oh, yeah. How much do they occupy of Ukraine right now? Let's see. And you got to include Crimea in that, right? That they took when Obama was president. Let me see. How much of Ukraine do they occupy? Yeah, it's about 20%, isn't it? Yeah, right here. Russia occupies approximately 20% of Ukraine's territory. And that includes Crimea, that they've had for 11 years. So, about 3.5 million Ukrainians are living under Russian occupation right now. They can't, how are they going to, there's no way for them to win. It's I'm not saying it's right, but it's what the reality is. And it's easy for all you trolls to say, fight on, Ukraine. Where are you? California? Washington State? Indiana? Give me a break. Easy for you. Oh, yeah, we need to go to war with Russia. That sounds smart. Why? Jasper? Why would we do that? Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. And at 6 a.m., I'm going to live stream. I'll be in the studio taking live calls. You won't want to miss it, I promise. All right, guys, I'm going to take off, but I will see you at 6 a.m. Eastern taking your calls. So subscribe, click the notification bell. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you then. Take care.